Howdy, y'all. It's Kass, and I'm back with another episode of Kass's World, late night edition, 2 a.m. where I am at least. So we have a special guest with us today. One of my favorite people to conversate with and debate with, and someone that I just thought, y'all need to hear what this man got to say. And like I said, Kass's World is a platform for the up and coming, the rising, the falling, and all in between. So, follow me on my new TikTok page and the Instagrams, shit and all that. So, we're gonna welcome on my good pal, Mander, because he said he had a lot of shit he wanted to get off his chest. So, I thought I'd give him that opportunity. You know what I mean? Let's get into it. Introduce yourself.
My name is, Mander, as she said, on this podcast. I'm eating Oreos right now. And yeah.
Where you chiming in from? Put it on the map.
Man, I'm from Kenosha County, Wisconsin. No one really knows where that is, but it's a good thing. So, it's just chill. Ain't much to it, There's nothing there. It's very boring.
Well, they got cheese curds and a cheese museum.
Yeah, cheese museum. How the hell do you know that?
Y'all told me.
How?
Did y'all forget what y'all tell me?
I don't know. We forget the littlest things. I forget the littlest things, I'll tell you.
I pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
Oreos must be smacking.
Yes, it is.
Oreos. You know what I hate? I hate those new moms where they be like, I don't want my kids eating McDonald's. Oh, my kids can't eat that. It has red 40 in it. I don't think y'all understand. It's only really, really bad if you eat it every day. Like McDonald's. Yeah. My kids aren't going to eat the shit every day, but I'm going to let them eat it.
But some parents really push that shit too far. As far as no, you can't because of, do you know what's in this? You know what's in this? It's not, it may be killing us, but it's not killing us, at the same time.
Motherfucker, everything causes cancer. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, so it's I feel like the whole, it's McDonald's, bro, really, there could be so many things you could just stop letting, Yeah, I feel like medicine doctors prescribe kills the kids more than
any type of rest. You know what my mom told me? So when I was little, my mom had this friend, and her friend was from Canada, and she had a son, and they went back to Canada and they came back, and they had got vaccine. He got a bunch of vaccines, the ones that are optional. And, my mom started to notice, because him and my little brother were the same age, and they grew up at the same time, and my mom started to notice, behavior changes in him. He wasn't, developing with you like the other kids. He was, he would act out a lot. So it turns out he was autistic.
Right.
And my mom and her believe that he got the autism from the vaccines. Do I believe this alleged theory? No, but they swear on their lives that the vaccines gave that kid.
I don't know. I don't think there's a vaccine that can even cause any type of mental disability or illness or anything. I don't even consider autism any type of mental illness or disability, because there's a lot of autistic people who are actually way, way smarter and think.
They're fucking geniuses. They think so.
Very geniuses.
Just fucking smart.
Yeah. So I don't think that a vaccine or any type of medicine can cause somebody to be autistic. That's just that's a stretch, bro.
It is a stretch. But I guess because it was giving him like behavior problems. I don't fucking know. But my mom.
I feel like medicine that's supposed to take care of any mental illness can cause that mental illness to be worse. Like, okay, when I was in 6th grade, like I was prescribed with Adderall, and it only made me more depressed and more like lenient towards it too, because that's the only way I could focus. I don't have ADHD, mind you. I just had ADD. So like, I'd be prescribed it, and I remember every time I couldn't get work done on time, I'd be so pissed off, and it only caused me to be more like sad and shit. And it's like they didn't take me off it until I started having mental breakdowns. And it's like, why even give me this shit in the first place? Like, I'm a 14-year-old. You guys are giving like methamphetamine.
Your parents didn't think to be like, maybe we shouldn't let Mander have this.
My mom's a single mom, so I didn't have no father. So
yeah,
she didn't know what to do. She was a very hardworking mom. So,
but a lot of parents they know what it'll do to their kids. A lot of parents they be shoving the whole medication thing down their throat.
Yeah, and my mom was very not trying to do that, but she had ran out of options. She didn't know what to do. She prescribed me with a therapist that wasn't working. The last thing she did was give me the medicine. So it's not my mom's fault for doing that. I understand. It's like if I had a kid and like I couldn't find out how to help him, I would be going every which way to try to find.
It was kind of depressing, you know.
Yeah, it's depressing because I was very like, you know what I'm saying, depressed and sad. So she didn't know what to do, you know what I'm saying. So it was that, and then once I started having the mental breakdowns, that's when she took me off it. She took me off like any medicine happened to do with any type of my depression or anything. So, which I, you know what I'm saying, I thank her for that, because if I probably would still like be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably either be somewhere in like a nut house or I'd be dead. I feel like medicine, that type of medicine can really fuck up somebody. And they're giving that shit to kids, mind you. They're giving that shit to kids. Elementary, middle school, high school, you name it, bro. You see college people, or there's stereotypes of college people taking Addies, selling Addies, taking Addies. And that's true. To stay up, to finish their essays or finish their projects or anything.
It's just the world we live in. The drugs.
They're giving these kids methamphetamines, and it's not cool. It just makes the shit worse. It turns them into a robot. And that's what they want you to be, a robot. But I don't want to be a robot. I want to be a real boy.
Ain't that right? But look, I mean, everyone always has a choice. No one has to technically take drugs.
Yeah, no one has to. They're not forced anything, yeah.
Everyone has a choice, so let's not make it seem like the government shoving pills down your throat.
The fact that it's advertised and it does get pushed on the kids, is kind of very weird and fucked up, and no one's really talking about it. And people may think that like, they're like, oh, he's trying to be woke, he's trying to do this. It's like, well, it's from experience. I wouldn't be talking about this shit if I didn't experience this shit. As a person who experienced being on basically methamphetamines at a young age, bro, yeah, that's just fucked up. Like going back, like and looking at it, it's like, bro, they're giving kids methamphetamines to help them focus in a classroom about learning shit that they're not going to use later on in life.
Indeed.
It's not, that's weird. That's
sometimes when I get stressed out, I just remember I'm on a spinning globe in the middle of fucking solar system.
It's 2023. There's plenty of ways to make money and stuff. Well, most likely not as we go on, because it's going to be like robots who are going to take over, you know what I'm saying, the standard jobs people go to college for. That's
AI will do everything.
Yeah. That's why we need to push people, or at least okay, I don't mean to be like this whole Pink Panther shit. We need to push, like, I feel like we need to push black folks to get in the trades more. Get into jobs that actually require hands-on shit that a robot can't do. We need to start teaching, you know what I'm saying, these people to get into trade schools and know that college is going to be useless in like a decade or so, because it's going to be taken over by robots. Doctors, robots. You know what I'm saying? Teachers, they're all going to be replaced as robots. And, you know what I'm saying, lawyers, judges, anything, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be technically advanced. You see they're developing, I think I was talking to Aiden about this. I think Elon Musk was developing a chip to where it can help cure a mental illness.
What the fuck?
Where therapists aren't gonna be a thing if that, you know what I'm saying, gets approved by whatever company approves them.
I just want to stay inside.
But here's the thing. It may be scary, but I mean, if it does help, I mean, it does help. Everything will have its pros and cons. I'm not scared of anything. I was raised not to be scared or not be in fear of anything. I always replace the word scared with concern. I like to say concern instead of scared. I just say I'm concerned. It's like I'm excitedly concerned of our future, because like I'm excited about like all the shit that is gonna happen, like the technology and everything. It's gonna be so much easier to do shit. But I'm also concerned because like how is this gonna fuck us up even more? Is this gonna help us this time? Because who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like I hate it when people call the internet like a bad place. I don't think the internet's a bad place.
The internet's not a bad place. It's just the people. I feel like
the people who are on the internet will make it a bad place. Like, it's kind of like yeah, the internet was made to be helpful, to help you. It's kind of like with a gun, right? Guns don't kill people. People kill people. You know what I'm saying? The internet isn't bad itself. The people on the internet make the internet a bad place. So it's not. Don't blame the internet or the people who made it. Blame the people who are on there. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Being weirdos.
Mander.
Pedophiles, hackers.
You know what I saw with this AI shit that's blowing up? I saw a thing where these people will go on your social medias, and if you have like a video of you with your actual voice, they'll take it and then they'll find your family members' phone numbers and basically take your voice and edit it and call like you're kidnapped and be like, help me, I'm scared, send them money, please give them money so I can. That's fucking scary.
Yeah, that's scary. That's like very concerning.
Fuck the concern. That's scary, because then you got your family over here giving away their fucking life savings because they think that you're about to get your fucking throat slit or something, bro. Like, this is what I mean. This AI shit has got to stop.
I just hope whoever, you know what I'm saying, that happened. And that's what I was kind of going back to as far as like the people on the internet made the internet a bad place. Those are the people that are doing that shit and making it a fucked up place, making it a fucked up world. You know what I'm saying? The world ain't fucked up. The people in the world are fucking up the world. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's that we need to stop blaming the world, or oh my god, this is such a fucked up world we live in. It's not a fucked up world, bro. It's just the people in it are making the world fucked up. The world itself is not fucked up.
It's not. It's like, okay, look. The only reason this AI shit even got popular is when y'all motherfuckers was taking pictures of y'all selves and then going to the little apps and making y'all space look different. That's when AI started popping. That's how it happened. People really did it to me.
Hey, we want to push it back even further. How about Photoshop? How about I feel like it all started with Photoshop?
It did start with Photoshop. And Photoshop has been around since the beginning of the world.
For a long time. And what do you think? How do you think the whole AI pictures, has started?
It's always been around, but it just became like trendy.
It always been around, but I feel like the whole Photoshop of how you can tweak pictures of yourself to make yourself look good, I feel like that inspired the AI pictures.
And that just brings in everyday things that we use, like filters and
that inspired it. I feel like, in my opinion, that's what inspired the whole shit. We're using all these filters, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, the cute filter on Snapchat, dog filter, whatever. I feel like that's what inspired it, bro.
It's all different forms of AI.
Yeah, exactly. Artificial intelligence programming your face to look like somebody else's, you know what I'm saying? So,
and I like,
and that it's getting even worse because they're doing that with music.
Have you seen Unfriended 2?
Nah.
That's a good movie to watch. Now, if you watch Unfriended 1, you know it's just real paranormal, okay, whatever. But in fucking... Okay, so the guy, he steals a stolen laptop, and it basically belongs to a bunch of weird, like, sex traffickers and stuff. And he basically... The person that owned the computer basically would lure girls in, and they had, like, this cult where they would kill and sell girls with online bidding. And basically, when they found out who stole the laptop, they were basically threatening him and his friends. And then once he killed off all his friends, they basically framed him and took pictures of him that they took when they saw his face on the computer and edited it into the like pictures of like home surveillance of them kidnapping the people. It's so weird, and I like that movie because it really does show how social media and shit has progressed. That is a great movie to show exactly how scary the internet can be. As wholesome as it is, it's really a fucking iceberg. And the lower you go, the scarier and colder it gets. I don't blame people for trying to keep the youngins off the web, but I mean, they'll be exposed to it one day, so it's better to just let them find out. But precautiously.
Yeah, cautiously, and that's actually, I'm so glad that you said that. I feel like as a kid, you're supposed to explore things. You're not supposed to be limited to things you're supposed to be exposed to. Well, I mean, in a good way, you are supposed to be limited. You know what I'm saying? As far as like killing, game banging, whatever, the bad shit. But as far as like the internet and like TV shows or whatever and shit like that, you're supposed to explore that shit. You're supposed to find out what you like and what you think you wouldn't like. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of parents limit that shit a lot. Like
when your kids come out kind of just...
I know somebody who didn't get a phone until they were 18.
Damn.
So they were 18 years old. And it's like, I mean, sure. I mean, I guess if you look at it, it's like, oh, I don't want him to be like, his brain to be like fried or whatever and shit like that. But it's like, I mean, like, there's content out there that can actually educate you. Like, TikTok is not all in all a bad app. There's some shit on TikTok that has helped me as far as music, helped me as far as life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the shit on, I mean, the shit on there, like, I'm not talking about just TikTok, just internet in general. It's like, you can really fry your brain watching a whole bunch of bullshit on the internet, but if you explore more and find the shit that can actually educate you on your future and like right now, I feel like kids should be, you know what I'm saying, should experience that and see that.
But then, if you got the kids who are just, and then with the kids that don't have any social media access, you got the kids that have way too much fucking social media access where they just become desensitized. And when people say chronically online, they really mean desensitized. And I feel like social media does make people desensitized. Like, okay, a good example of this is when the show Dahmer came out and everyone was making jokes that I feel like we got so caught up in the joke of like what Dahmer was doing and how he was acting.
Yeah, they actually started idolizing.
No, not even just fanboying, but even just making jokes. I feel like everyone forgot. Yeah. Everyone just forgot that people died, children died, innocent people died.
They're gonna do that to a lot of serial killers and bad people. I mean, it really is what it is. It's either you get sucked into that or you don't.
Like another example is like with when Trap Lord Ross dropped his King Von documentary. People may say that's not true. He's over here exposing Ron. No one exposed anything. We're just bringing to light that this man was not innocent. He made it clear to y'all before he took his last breath what he was doing. He proudly walked around that he was a killer. So Trap Lord Ross is just kind of summing it up. King Von left. I mean, before King Von died, I didn't know that his career started in 2017. I didn't know that he beat murder cases. I didn't know that he allegedly or did kill all them people. So yeah, it was helpful because you can love the music and the person, but you can just fall so into it that you just kind of forget that maybe what you're actually listening to.
I'm big on separate the art from the artist.
Yeah,
because I listen to a lot of controversial artists myself, such as Kanye. You know, him saying a lot of stuff, and I like and like with King Von, it's like there's some songs I like, but King Von, you know what I'm saying, all the murder. Everybody knows King Von killed people. Everybody knows that.
It's like, no secret, but he was proud about it, so it's just like, okay.
But I feel like, to be honest, I don't think, as far as like growing up in a neighborhood like what King Von lived in, I feel like he wasn't necessarily proud of it. I felt like I feel like
he was proud. No. King, I disagree strongly.
Okay, being in that environment,
yeah,
to where you have to pick a side. You can't be by yourself. You have to be in a group full of niggas to survive. You have to have a gun to survive in your neighborhood.
Yeah, he was definitely a product. He was a product of his environment, the people around him. Definitely.
Okay. The people before him. I mean, his dad was a criminal too. But I don't think it was just because he wanted to do it just to do it. I mean, he was doing it to survive. Maybe people in Chicago, or not even in Chicago, just random hoods, have to sell drugs to survive, have to kill people to survive, make money.
Yeah, you know it's not a choice. It's never a choice.
And it's not. And I feel like, yeah, it's not a choice, but I feel like the system really doesn't give much of a choice to them. It's like if King Von, right, was still alive and he wanted to, like, let's say he wasn't big yet, he wanted to get out of these streets, you know what I'm saying? And he was a criminal, felon and stuff, you know what I'm saying? He can't go to university with all the bodies he has and all the stuff, you know what I'm saying? He can't go to college. He can't go to a good college and get a good education.
He can't even get a decent job with the felonies.
He can't even get a decent job.
Without
but it's like, okay, but you gotta think about it. There's some criminals out there who, yeah, did some bad shit, kill people, sold drugs, whatever. And I don't even consider selling drugs a necessarily bad thing. If it's like if it's a survival thing, it's like if you have nothing else going for, you're homeless. Like
you have nothing else.
Shit like that. Have nothing else. Like,
and honestly, I condemn the drug dealers that can turn the little selling drugs on the street and then get enough money to open up businesses for longevity.
Yes,
that's the kind of shit.
But I feel like that's what they're trying to do. All the drug dealers, the big drug dealers,
they're just really trying to build something on top of it. It's not going to be a forever thing.
They're not trying to fuck it up even more. Okay, they are fucking it up, but they're fucking it up because they have no choice. That's how they can get up. By getting up in a hood, you have to really be the stereotypical hood nigga in order to get out of it. You sometimes, to be honest, in music, record labels want you to rap about guns, sex, murder, all that shit in order to get a deal. Why do you think? You know Jordan Lucas? You know who Jordan Lucas is?
That name sounds familiar. Let me look it up. Go.
Jordan Lucas, he had made a song. He's basically like a Logic. He's like a Logic, right? You ever know he's not on the radio and no one really talks about him. Everybody thinks he's a corny rapper. Or we can just use Logic as an example, right? Okay, Logic will be labeled as corny. Well, if he talks about some real ass shit like, oh, let's stop talking about racism. Or the suicide prevention song, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody turned it into a meme and made fun of this shit, right? Where it's like, look, we King Von, the whole crazy story. People fuck with that shit like that. And what is that song talking about?
Murder.
Killing people. And you know how you make money in the industry very fast. You rap about that. You rap about shit like that. That's why you have these wannabe street niggas who rap about killing. I sell drugs. Oh, I have plenty of sex. I get bad bitches. Sometimes you really need to rap about that shit in order to make it out the air quote hood. Rather you come from the white caps or you come from the hood, like the hood. Sometimes you need to rap about, oh, I just upped the score on out. You need to rap about how bad your bitches is. You need to rap about how much money you get. You need to rap about like just scamming and shit like that. Because it's really, it's a choice, but you don't have much of a choice, bro. That's what these record labels want to see, that shit. They want to push that shit in the mainstream. All the whole females popping their pussy, the whole wop, wop, wop. People fuck with that shit. They push that shit. They don't push what the fuck Logic is talking about. They don't push what. I'm not even a Logic fan. I'm just using him as an example. Mm-hmm. They're not pushing what these conscious ass shit rappers are that are actually rapping about shit and are not corny, mind you, not corny, are rapping about some true shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I haven't heard a Joey Badass song on the radio in a while. And Joey Badass be rapping about some real shit, and he's like very good. Nigga, I barely see Kendrick. The only time I see Kendrick on right now is if he actually is doing some shit. Why don't we put these rappers who are rapping about some real shit, down to earth shit on the radio instead of just some weak ass shit that Drake just dropped? or rapping about some weak ass shit. Moneybag Yo just dropped a little baby.
But I like Drake because Drake never really. I mean, he talked about street shit, but he always made it in a way like the way that he produced his like will put out his music. It's like Drake really got into like different stuff, like his earlier discography.
But it's like you would be kind of. Oh, I'm sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead.
No. But Drake wasn't always. I don't know when this whole street shit changed. I think he was just doing that to keep up with the new niggas coming.
He wasn't on no street shit. It's just he's on the radio too much, and he's not the only person on the radio too much. It's you got the Drakes. You have the little babies. You have whoever. I stopped listening to the radio ever since I got out of middle school. I ride in silence or I have my headphones in. It's like
you just plug up your Bluetooth. Play your own shit.
Yeah. It's like I don't even see Kanye on the radio no more. Kanye used to be on the radio heavenly. Until he, you know what I'm saying, is doing what he's doing right now. But
Kanye probably got blackballed off radio. I'm gonna be so honest.
No, he's been blackballed. Mm-hmm. But it's like Kanye now. It's like he's making actual gospel music and having these Sunday services and shit, right? And I'm not saying push gospel, push like Christianity and shit, but it's like he's making some shit for the soul, and it's not being pushed.
But I feel like people don't want to push it. It's not the fact that he's doing gospel. I think it's just the fact that it's just Kanye, and people don't fuck with what Kanye does. And out of all the I'm not saying it's all deserved, or I'm not saying there's no right or wrong party, because at the end of the day,
I'm not saying Kanye did nothing wrong, because Kanye did some shit wrong the way he says things. It's whatever, but it's like that shouldn't like be punished by him not being shown music wise on the radio. Like, we're not gonna sit here and pretend like Kanye wasn't running shit back in like the mid 2000s. Wasn't producing damn near every song and shit like that. It's like so just because Kanye said this, we're gonna punish him and not play his music on his shit. It's like, but it's like,
I guess they're just really doing it to prove a point. I guess maybe it's just to teach him a lesson.
Yeah, but it's like he's not. Here's the thing: he's not losing money off that. He's not like losing no sleep over that. And I get that, but it's like I just feel like that shit not cool. And it's like the people who control the radio, who own the radio, record, you know what I'm saying? The people who he offended, I feel like they
still played R. Kelly on the radio after he got convicted. After he went to trial in like 2003, 2002. After he admitted on BET that he did kind of like little girls, he was still played on the radio. People still played the Ignition remix all summer. 2003, 2000, summer 2005, summer 2006. Everyone could hear R. Kelly on the radio. When R. Kelly and Usher dropped Same Girl, I've heard that on the radio recently. So if we can give the platform to the pedos, I mean, I'm not saying Kanye's right.
And the women beaters.
Chris Brown, Trey Songz. Trey Songz is worse than Chris Brown.
We can play a whole bunch of Chris Brown. Not even though he beat a famous singer, Rihanna. But it's like, okay, why can't we put Extra songs on the radio? Why can't we put Extra? And it's June 18th right now. Why can't we? He's probably not gonna be played. No way.
What about Trey? Motherfuckers still play Trey Songz. How many allegations to that? Not even allegations. How many times has this man been proven to be a sexual predator? How many times we still gonna play Trading? Oh no, that's Usher. But we still gonna play all his music. You know?
Yeah. I don't know why, but I think that's like probably my biggest thing as far as like the radio shit. And I'm not trying to make anybody like put anybody down like with Chris Brown and shit, but it's like I feel like if we can still play Chris Brown and Chris Brown can still get love and shit, I feel like why is it different when if we talk about X, it's like no, he's a women beater, he beat da-da-da-da. But it's like, what about Chris Brown? We're not gonna talk about that. No, that was a long time ago.
Trey Songz.
It's like
his recent allegation.
I didn't even know Trey Songz even beat women.
No, bro, if you look into Trey Songz, you're going to find a lot of deep and disgusting things. It's actually what he tried to do to Keke Palmer, we gonna save this for part 2. I gotta end this real quick, but we gonna dip into part 2, and we gonna get into this. All right, y'all, we back. But to this whole Trey Songz things, Trey Songz has a very long history of sexual crimes, abuse crimes. It's been proven. He's had so many lawsuits and troubles with the law, taking girls' phones and being completely weird to not even just, the average everyday woman that goes to the club or a groupie or whatever you want to call it, but women, celebrity women, Keke Palmer, what's the other girl's name? Was it BB Rexa? So many other women. Not even just that, but I also think he's colorist as well, of what I've heard.
We're still playing Cardi B's music, even though she admitted to drugging men.
Drugging and stealing men. And although she did not rape them, being drugged and then stolen from is not something to praise. And yeah, you had to do what you had to do, but there are other ways that you can get more money. I feel like, okay, you're already a stripper, but you can't just pick up a second, like another. Well, okay, I don't know the circumstances.
I feel like stripping and being on Love and Hip Hop is enough to get by. What are you doing? Drugging?
Love and Hip Hop, after she did her first season, because I'm a big Love and Hip Hop watcher. After she did her first season, Cardi B was such a breakout star. In season 2, I'm not gonna assume, but her check had to be, Mona Scott Young had to be paying her more than the whole cast, because after Cardi B left, they literally were searching for another kind of Afro-Latina replacement for her, and they did find one for her, Anais, but it wasn't the same as Cardi B. She wasn't a breakout star like Cardi B. She was kind of a washed up Latina singer, but no one like the way Cardi B broke out of Love and Hip Hop, and then the checks. I mean, it's just something crazy to think about that Cardi B did that, and I don't think people are ever gonna let that go. And just like people aren't going to let go of the fact that Nicki Minaj's husband is a pedophile. Like, it's just everyone can pick and choose who they hold accountable, which kind of sucks about the internet because of all the bias. But at the end of the day, I can't change anyone's opinion.
Why are we even, like, I feel like, why are we even paying that any mind? I feel like, when we be like, oh, let's stop paying all the bad people no mind, but we still do it anyway, it's so fucking contradicting to me. And it's like, bro, Nicki's husband being a pedo, right? It's like, bro, how the fuck?
I don't think he's a pedophile. I think he's just a rapist.
Or rapist, whatever. It's like, how the fuck? Who the fuck?
Her brother is the pedophile.
To even get that information. Who even had or even got that information to even be like,
Well,
and I feel like, you know what's crazy? I feel like they got that information to you know what I'm saying? Shit on Nicki.
But Nicki made a tweet, and it was deleted soon after she made the tweet. But she did say in the tweet.
There's so many, bro. Look, there's so many things these celebrities wish they can say, but they can't because.
No, she said it. She said, "I guess I'm fucking a racist."
Did, but it gets. But here's the thing: like, it gets deleted or it just gets taken down by somebody because they can't really say what they want to say. These, you know what I'm saying? These label people, they can't. When you're famous, you can't say the certain shit you can say when you wasn't famous. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of shit I say right now that if I get signed, I'm probably not going to be able to say this shit that I can say no more. Which is okay, because I don't like saying shit publicly anyways. But, like,
gotta let it out some way.
It's controlling, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the labels control it. And then another thing I want to say, touch on too, about like underground rappers being pedos and like allegations and shit. And I actually be talking with Jay and Zay about this about Lifeless Garments. He's like a rapper. He's a underground rapper, but he got like exposed for being like just like a weirdo, having like a fetish of he's just something, right? I didn't pay attention to it because I didn't give a shit. I was listening to his music, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, and it's like, there's a lot of people, like, it would be a lot of people, like, either on YouTube videos or just Reddit or just anything talking about so, so yeah, we just gonna forget that he just did it. It's like, bro, he's making music. He's not, you know what I'm saying, hurting nobody. He's not, you know what I'm saying, on nothing. Maybe he is doing something behind the doors. But it's like, bro, I feel like, bro, it's like, who the fuck cares? If I like the music, I like the music, bro. I don't give a shit what the hell you did. Unless you killed my mom or did something to my family, then yeah, that's different. But it's like, I don't give a shit what the hell you did. And then it's like, bro, you can even have an allegation towards you and people would just not rock with you anymore because of an allegation.
Yeah.
Like, damn. It's like, I want to see how many niggas that I know and talk to would like cut me off because they heard of an allegation that I did.
It's like, even when the allegation does get kind of proven to be false, it's like people still have that feeling, like they still want to try to find something to just be like, well, I mean, he still did this one little thing. He still, or she still. Like, it's like that.
Like I heard about, I think SSG Kobe. I heard about,
No, I kind of believe that SSG Kobe situation.
No. I'm saying about the people who've been exposed. It was like Life is Garments. It was SSG Kobe. It was I think Bino or something from Homicide Gang. Too many. It's just a lot. I can't even like really name off because I'm not even tapped in at underground. You can ask anybody. I'm not tapped in, so I may be like capping, but like I just been seeing a whole lot of shit. But it's like it feels like we're paying attention to what these niggas do off scenes than they do like as far as music. It's like, okay, their music is being boring. Let's see if we can expose them for being a pedo. I feel like
those whole pedo things are so annoying. I mean, I get that it's wrong. You shouldn't be talking to underage like people in a sexual
in relationship. It's like annoying because like it feels like that's the only thing these niggas care, like the people care about, the viewers care about, and it puts more money in the blog pages' pockets when they do this shit. They don't understand that, bro. Like
money makes the world spin around. So if you get it how you get it. I mean, I guess. I don't truly like exploiting. I don't think exploiting is cool. But, I mean, people do what they kind of got to do. A lot of people said that when I think about it like when we have our reality shows like Maury and Jerry Springer and the Steve Wilkos show and Dr. Phil even. Dr. Phil and them, people will be like, it's exploiting the black community. But it's like, first of all, people have choices.
The black community is eating it up and letting them do that shit. So it's like
we were so sad when Jerry Springer died, and a lot of the Jerry Springer episodes are fake, anyways.
Y'all can't even call this shit wrong if you guys are so entertained by this shit. Black folks are so entertained. Not even, you know what? There's a difference between black folks and niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say niggas. Like niggas are so entertained by ignorance and just bullshit, and that gets white folks paid because white folks know what niggas like. It's like it's that simple, and we're still.
Think of Krishan and Blueface, because I don't even think this is the white people's fault. But think of Krishan and Blueface. You know, people, there's two different types of people when it comes to Krishan and Blueface. There's always gonna be the bitches and niggas they'll hype Krishan up, or they'll hype Blueface up and be like, yeah, he's a real nigga, yeah, she's a real bitch, she's just crazy, I like Krishan, I relate to Krishan. Or then there's gonna be the people that are gonna be like, I don't support this, or they'll be under every comment and post just like, this is disgusting, why do y'all still. You do realize you commenting and liking the post is you feeding into this whole Krishan and Blueface facade. Because let's keep it real. None of what they do is right. It's not right. But I've come to the point where it's just, every time I hear something new, I'm not amused. It's just so unamusing to me. And a lot of people don't feel like that. Some people do get entertained by it. Some people feed into the toxicity and enjoy it. They like seeing them beat on each other because normal people in reality do that in their relationships. They have these situations with these partners. They get on social media and online. These girls out here, there's everyday women and girls and teenagers out here beating ass like Krishan, fighting people.
It's entertaining once that shit happens to their ass.
It's entertaining when it's relatable. People.
I disagree with that. It's entertaining if you've never seen it IRL, you never experienced it.
Yeah, that too. I feel like that.
I hate putting my mom's business out there.
It's fine. I mean, well,
my mom, you know what I'm saying? My mom has been, you know what I'm saying, in very abusive relationships that I can witness. Verbal, physical, you name it.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
I can
see that. And it's like, me experiencing that shit, it caused me to hate seeing shit.
Yeah, like okay, I can relate to that too. If I grew up seeing this shit and watching it and viewing it in not even just an adult, a child perspective, I don't want to get on Twitter and I don't want to get on TikTok and I don't want to see Krishan getting her fucking hair ripped out while she's pregnant. I don't want to see them arguing and fighting in the street.
Because then you got to think about it too. It's like all this. Oh, y'all so entertained by this whole arguing and like fighting and Blueface Krishan. It's like, look, she has a whole child on the way, and it's like their child has to be exposed to that shit. Rather if they decide to keep going there because that makes them money. We all know that shit makes them money.
They're fueled like
that shit is either 50% real or 50% staged. Rather it be both. That kid has to experience that shit and not knowing if it's gonna be real or not. It doesn't matter. That's still gonna affect the kid. That's what niggas don't realize. That shit is not cool. The whole toxic relationship, the whole anything toxic bullshit is not cool.
And Krishan, she says she wished she didn't keep the baby. And I mean, in all honesty, I'm not one to tell somebody what to do, but looking at it,
the baby is going to. I'm sorry, but the baby is going to see that shit when it's saying, "Oh, I should have never kept the baby." She, whatever the baby is going to see that shit and be like, "Wow, you didn't want me." That's fucked up.
It's fucked up, but it's kind of true. They both should have never brought a child into this situation. It's not, it's so just vile that it's just like, I'm so unamused by hearing this shit. It's not like, oh my god, look at Krishan and Blue. Like, I don't get on the phone or I don't send people videos of Krishan like, oh my god, look at Krishan, look at Blueface, look what Blueface had to say, look what Krishan did. Like, I just I scroll and I look with a blank face. I don't even like the post.
Another thing too, we need to stop making fun of or hating on these kids who got born into stardom, fame, or like wealthiness. It's like with as far as like the Kardashians, right, and their kids, like with North or whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Courtney's son said he hates being famous. He hates the reality TV, and I don't blame him.
Kylie said it too. I don't blame it either because they were born into that shit. You know what I'm saying? They were born into that shit. That's, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
and the Kardashians don't have the peachiest
reputation. There's broke ass niggas and bitches in their comment section talking about some. Oh, you're sorry, but you're so rich. She was raised. If that was my child, she would have. She would have. Everybody raised their child differently, and just because a kid is born in a rich, famous family, does not mean that they're like that rich, famous family. They just been born. They're still kids, and kids are going to fuck up a lot. Kids are supposed to fuck up. Niggas act like when kids get fucking born, who are famous, rich kids, they think that they're supposed to be this. Oh my god, I'm supposed to know everything. They're supposed to do this. And then when a kid fuck up, a rich ass kid fuck up, it's a problem. I fuck up plenty of times.
Oh, they're too spoiled. They're spoiled.
They do this. Oh, why are you talking back to your mom? It's like, you know how many motherfuckers talk back to their mom? Niggas who say that shit talk back to their mom. Niggas who comment like, oh, such a smart ass. Like, oh my god, such a bad child. Are bad childs themselves.
And I can't blame them. A lot of these rich kids, these famous kids, they don't get the exact attention from their parents. They have nannies, they have sitters.
You ever seen the movies? Like with the rich family when the dad don't got time for the son?
Both the parents.
Real life. That shit is real life. That shit is a real life thing.
So you wonder why they act out for attention. They don't get
the nanny that be taking care of them, bro. The nanny be the fucking father or the mother figure to the child because the mom don't got time for the kid. They're too busy making money.
It's a lot bringing a child into fame. It's a lot.
And then when the mom retires and shit, she pushes the whole company, whoever the fuck, on the child. And it's a repeating process. When a child has a kid, grows up and has a kid, it's gonna be the same fucking process.
Think of Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian. And then think of Northwest and think of Kim Kardashian. I'm not gonna say it's the same thing. And I'm not gonna say she's gonna make her daughter make a sex tape with somebody. No, that's weird. But if you see the pattern, you see the pattern. That's all I'm gonna say.
But I may be saying this because I'm a Kanye fan, or maybe I'm not. This is how I think. I feel like him and Kanye's kids are gonna be at least one of them are gonna be different, whether it be whoever. And
I think it's gonna be North. North is just smarter.
North will most likely be that kid who breaks the pattern of
Kardashian women.
Kardashian women. She would break the whole, the card, whatever the fuck.
Trying to be fake for the cameras, trying to do this. North is going to be a lame
You know why? You know why I think she's going to do that? Because Kanye's her father. Kanye doesn't even like paparazzi fucking with him.
Now, honestly, my mom been saying this for years, but she be saying that, Kris Jenner and them, I feel like they just be trying to control, they tried, or did, past tense, try to control Kanye. And I know that's a wild alleged theory, but it just...
in my opinion, I feel like they did try, but at the end of the day, it's bro, it's Kanye. You can't tell Kanye nothing, you know what I'm saying? Kanye is gonna be Kanye, you know what I'm saying?
And I don't think he's just like this just because he's a dickwad. I just think the man's been through a lot. He misses his mom. His kids have been stripped away from him.
And on top of that, he's just over the bullshit. He's just been he's been in the industry for decades now. You don't think after a certain point of time being in the industry, you just get tired of the bullshit. You just want to rebel.
The fake agendas, yeah.
The fake agendas. Why do you think Kanye's not being a dickhead or asshole or just doing all this shit for no reason? He's not doing this shit for no reason. He's not doing this shit to be a weirdo. He's not saying all this shit about Jewish people, or he's not saying all this shit about anything for no reason. He's not doing this shit because he just wants it. He thinks it's funny. If he was doing that shit, he would have did that shit earlier in his career, way earlier in his career. He didn't say George Bush doesn't care about black people for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's you know what I'm saying? So it's everything that he does is a reason. Anything that any rebellious celebrity does that's not what the typical celebrity does is for no reason. They're doing it for a reason. They want to rebel. They want to escape, get out of it. And I respect the fuck out of any celebrity who wants to do that or even thinks about doing that.
No.
Because you can lose hella fucking bread. You can lose your status and money. Shit, we seen with the shit that happened to Kanye.
Think of Azalea Banks, bro. Azalea Banks. Now, look, the same way you feel about Kanye is the same way I feel about Azalea Banks. I love Azalea Banks. I love her music, and I really do adore her personality. Because she does what people say black women can't, and that's speak their mind. Call it far-fetched. Now, look.
Only know.
I don't think what Azalea says is right. What she said about DC Young Fly's wife.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was I'm not.
But we can kind of correlate this with Kanye. Now, Azalea Banks, she's been.
But Kanye never talked about anyone's dead nothing.
I know. And but it's in the same kind of ideology of just speaking your mind and saying shit. And Azalea Banks has been dragged through the mud.
There's good ways to speak your mind in a good way, but I feel like she does it more so on the bad side of speaking your mind.
She does.
Trying to make a theory that oh, your wife died when I turned this age, or damn.
And look, Azalea, bro, it was 2018, and you went on a roasting show. Wilding Out, they make jokes to every celebrity.
Only one of her songs. I think it was
you're probably thinking about Luxury, yeah.
Yeah, Luxury. I think it was.
But Azalea Banks is such a talented artist, but when people see Azalea Banks, they see the scandal and the controversy. They never genuinely look at the music.
I don't know shit about. I'll be honest. I don't know shit about Azalea Banks. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And she's such an interesting and articulated and funny person. She has such a. Besides all the BS, she does, in a way, have a somewhat human personality. She just gets so caught up in this whole clapbacks and saying what she wants and trying to be funny and getting too much in her feelings and all this hypersensitivity.
Yeah.
And I just feel like she lets it all kind of go in a way. And you see that pattern in almost every scandal. And it's just sometimes you just gotta be like, Azalea, shut the fuck up, please. And that's how I feel.
But see, I feel like the difference between her and Kanye is Kanye would probably say some shit, and then he would take like a month or a year hiatus. It would just disappear off the grid. Like with the whole Jewish and the Hitler shit, right? You notice after that shit, he just went fucking off the grid. The only shit you hear about him is
Azalea will wait for her account to get banned and then just make a new account. So there is a difference.
Yeah, there is a difference. But yeah, I feel like there's a big difference though, because Azalea is not talking about what Kanye is talking about as far as like the contracts and shit like that. She does. I don't even think she give a fuck about it.
I don't think she's signed to a label. She doesn't get booked for a lot of shit.
You don't gotta be signed to a label to like notice that. She probably has before, but like I don't know.
Azalea, somebody one day, she's getting older, but one day people are gonna realize more about her music. But I mean, that's kind of it though. And to be clear, I want to revert back to that whole music situation and the whole pushing the violence out in the music. I feel like, and I heard this from one of my favorite YouTuber commentators, Choice TV. Shout out to him. I love him. He said music is a spell. Now, wait. Let me break this down. I feel like when you listen to enough of a certain kind of music, or like, okay, violent music, trap music, music about killing people, shooting people, getting back at your ops, revenge, all that. When you get into that kind of music, it's kind of embedded in your brain in a way. And embedded in a way that it's kind of how you think about things or how you handle situations. Like, I feel like, I'm not going to say everyone will do this, but I feel like if a person listens to enough violent music, they're going to want to handle things in a violent way. They're going to push that on to other people, and they're going to see violence in the street or hear about people getting shot in situations, and they're like, yeah, they did it right. It kind of embeds this mindset into you. Music is a spell. If you listen to enough of it, of a certain genre, a certain song, or a certain artist,
it'll have an influence on you,
it'll have an influence on you, which can be negative.
That's true.
Or positive. But it's a spell, and we all take in music every day, and some people take it in a lot differently than others. I know a lot of my viewers are deep thinkers, so when you listen to certain music and songs, you kind of resonate with it, you feel with it. You don't just listen to it to just listen to it, but you listen to it to feel something, to get out of us, to escape reality. So depending on the music you listen to, you can take the music and you can put it into your reality, which can be a good and bad thing depending on how you take it.
That is a beautiful way of explaining that. Yeah,
and I agree. This whole, like, when I see kids want to be fake gangsters, want to pop, want to be hood, want to claim sets and be in gangs, it's not because they want it's because of the music that's pushed out. It's the music, it's the TikTok, the 15-second TikToks, the exposure.
The music that's exposed to them, which is not necessarily their fault.
It's not their fault.
Like, they could grow up in a household full of NBA Youngboy listeners and not know shit about NBA, but they just hear his music.
And they just think, oh, he's talking about shooting people. Well, damn, this is cool. Like,
you see his family vibing to him, like, okay, this is the music that I should be listening to. It's just my family's listening to.
They see real, but
my sister, my sister was listening to when I was growing up in elementary school. It was nothing but Nicki Minaj, Drake, Lil Wayne, basically YMCMB. You know what I'm saying? The three. You know what I'm saying? Wayne, Drake, and Nicki. You know what I'm saying? And it was so. Here's the thing. It's so great that she did that. It exposed me to that because it was so diverse. Because like you had Wayne talking about, you know what I'm saying, the whole, oh, I ain't pussy, or like, oh, kill a nigga with an AK or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then you had Drake, the singy, the you know what I'm saying, shit like that. Then you had Nicki talking on a female, like rapping about
hyper
what females
feminine.
Like and shit. And that's kind of what. And you know what's crazy? That's like the best thing she could have done for me, because it made me better as far as talking about specific things in my music. as far as like, you know what I'm saying?
Exposing kids to different music can definitely cultivate, like, help them cultivate diversity and things, which is good. But
I feel like listen to whatever you want to, but just don't listen to the same shit over and over again. Like, yeah, you like Chief Keef, but why don't you get into fucking Pink Panthers? You know what I'm saying? Or yeah, you like fucking Nicki Minaj, but why don't you get into Tierra Whack? Like, why don't you get into, or you like Bia Badoobie? Oh, if you like Bia Badoobie, you'll love this other, you know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta explore. I feel like music is like reading a book. To be honest, there's a whole library full of music. There's so many different subgenres and genres of music that people should explore, but they decide not to because they don't think that shit is cool.
No, I met someone like that too. They didn't. It's not because they thought it was cool, but they were scared of what other people think. Someone expressed to me that.
Yeah, because they think it's not cool. They'd be influenced. When people around it, they don't think it would be cool. They don't think it's cool. There's people that still think like that, and I'm glad I broke that barrier. I was exposed to a lot of diverse music.
Gospel and I'm not completely mad that I can't, because I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to like mainstream rap, like Lil Durk or Lil Baby and all them, it's not their music isn't bad and they definitely have good songs, but it's just not something that super cultivates me. Like, it doesn't pull me in, it doesn't grab me in. I'm not gonna sing every week.
I don't know why. I don't know if you're like this too, but when it's not even just with music, it's just with just things like trends. When I see too many people listening or like doing something that everyone else is doing, I tend to not like it anymore. Like as far as like, I used to love, to be honest, believe it or not, I used to love Durk. Like older, back in like from 2016 and below, I used to love Durk because, you know what I'm saying, Lexus or my other stuff just listening to him. But it's like he kept, like, the more he got pushed, same thing with Drake too. I used to love Drake. The more he just got out there and the labels were just pushing him on the radio more, I just feel like, okay, this shit is like getting like, oh, like,
because it kind of seems so generic, and some of the music just wasn't Drake.
It's like, bro, like, don't you want to, like, when I hear niggas like listen to Durk all the fucking time, like, bro, don't you get tired of that shit? It's like,
do you even believe in it? Do you even genuinely relate to it? Is what I have to ask. Right. And I'm not saying you have to relate with every artist.
It's like with me and Peggy, right? JPEG Mafia. Nigga, ask anybody. I fucking love JPEG Mafia, but I know at a certain point of time, the more he gets older, the more I get older, I'm going to end up getting tired of his music. It's the same thing with X. It's the same thing with Kanye. It's the same thing with even my music. I'm gonna want to try some different shit or do some different shit. It's the same thing. It's like, bro, Drake's not doing anything different shit. The only thing that he did different was that one Jersey or House album he did, the Honest Nevermind shit, which I love.
And people didn't even take it seriously. People were trying to.
People didn't take it seriously. I took it like it was like some, oh my god, I fucking love this shit.
And I loved it. I loved it too.
That's just probably his most hated album.
It is.
And I love this shit. I fucking love it. Everybody's making jokes saying it's like Rule 21 music, like Victoria's or not
mall music.
Mall music. But it's like the things he was talking about, the production. When you listen to some shit as a creator, as an artist who makes the same shit that you're listening to in your ears, you'll have a different. And this is I'm talking to people who don't know shit about music and want to get into music. Bro, it's like the shit that you hear like before making music versus after making music, you will be surprised about the shit that you like, bro. I would have never thought about listening to any rock bands ever in life before I listened to music. Jordan put me on rock bands. Aiden put me on rock bands. Aiden's putting me on to hella Deftone albums. And I don't be on TikTok at all. You see Deftones, Kass, you've been seeing Deftones being like popping on TikTok lately.
Yeah, everybody's talking about how we don't listen to Deftones.
And it's like, cool. I'm glad I have friends like you guys who actually get like adventure off and into the music. Don't just listen to it because other people on the internet is doing that shit. You actually doing that shit. He showed me a Deftones song that wasn't even on a fucking rock instrumental. It was on some like R&B shit. It's like, damn, nigga, they're making it. Why is no one talking about this? I'm
But then kind of you think you kind of like that no one's talking about it because you can kind of like have it to yourself. But guys, we're gonna have to carry this into part 3. No, but when I get into my music, like I have a love for 70s music, but then I do different subgenres of it. I like disco 70s music, all the disco and house, and then
that is such a great thing. And people make fun of niggas for liking shit like that.
No, and I never cared. I've been listening to 70s.
That's a great thing, but like, why do niggas give a fuck? Why do niggas care, bro? It's music, bro. There's so much fucking music.
Because some people just grew up around different things. I also allude music to upbringings and how you see things in perspective.
It's almost like we're making fun of niggas who are being different without even trying to be different.
Not even being different, just enjoying themselves.
Cass, we met a lot of people who try too hard to be different.
Yeah.
And we met a lot of people who are naturally different.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are we making fun of people who are venturing off into different things and thinking that shit isn't cool? Why is that not cool? That's like saying traveling the world is lame as fuck.
No, I get it.
How, bro? There's so much shit that we have not even. Bro, I know hella fucking music, and there's still hella music that I don't know about. There's still hella shit that I'm pretty sure I live in Kenosha all my life, but there's probably some places that I've been to that I've never been to in my life, and I've lived in Kenosha for pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, that shouldn't be a bad thing. It shouldn't be bad to, but bro, we're humans, bro. Why the fuck do you think we're in America? Because fucking humans travel. They travel, bro.
You don't even have to try to be different. You're just enjoying yourself. And that's what I do. I enjoy myself. When I listen to the music I listen to, I think of my childhood. Because when I think about how I listen to my 70s and 80s music and all my 70s love songs or my disco music, I was exposed into, like, especially from my grandparents, I was exposed to a lot of black movies, like 70s movies. I remember watching Carmen and what was the other one? A lot of 70s movies. You get it? So, and I resonate with my clothes and things. It just reminds me of a time that I wish I could be in, and a time that makes me think of childhood. The music is just so beautiful. I sometimes have to break away from my generic, the generic modern music that I kind of want to step into that, and I love that. And it makes me, I enjoy it. It makes me happy, just like people enjoy
I'm so glad you said that.
2000s music.
I be telling everybody all the time, like, I wish I was born, like, in the early or, like, late 80s. Because here's the thing, like, we wasn't alive to experience Tupac.
No.
We were barely alive to experience Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to see, like, I always wonder, why do niggas treat Tupac like God? Why do black folks treat Tupac? Why do people treat Michael Jackson like he was the best thing ever? Because I didn't witness it. That's why I would never get
But you want to.
But I want to a lot. That's why I wish I was, like, born in, like, a very earlier time, because it's like, I want to see what it was like. I want to see what it was like when Tupac was alive. I want to see what it was like when fucking just everything was happening, like, before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to experience all that shit, but I can't, because I was born in such a later time.
But you can always kind of visit it in a way through the music and through reading and through movies and through articles and interviews, which is good about the internet. Another good thing when we revert back to how wholesome the internet can be, because you can go into like a time capsule and travel and see things and basically kind of convert yourself into a whole another decade in time that your parents may not even have been thought of in, or you might not even have been thought of in.
Like time traveling in a way. Like, you like
it is. And I love that. And if for all especially with black kids, because, if you have a love for alternative things that aren't hip-hop and things of that sort, you're going to be told you're whitewashed. That's white. Why you act white? Why do you listen to white music? What is this? What is that? Something that's not, of course. And I know and I don't get mad at people that say that to me, because they were probably in different environments with different people, which is why I try to be like, well, hey.
That's like very open-minded shit that you said. That is very
I don't get, I mean, it gets annoying, of course, but I don't get upset because it's like, okay, you obviously grew up differently than I did, or you obviously explored things differently. You obviously decided to go into this more than I decided to go into what you're into, or you grew up in a different place than I did. So it's like, okay, cool, that's fine, but let me tell you, like, not everyone listens to that. Not everyone talks like that. Not everyone dresses like that. And you have to respect that about me just like I respect what you do. And if you can't understand that, then maybe we just don't need to conversate. But I'll tell you this. I hope I maybe opened your perspective in a way because now you know, that not everyone does what you do. And that's why I just have to be like, okay, some kids don't listen to the same kind of music as me, and that's fine. That's always gonna be okay with me. Or some people don't dress like I do, and that's fine too. And I love finding people that do dress like me because it's cool. But I like how different people can be. I like people who, I mean, I can be friends with anybody. I can be cool with anybody. I never had a problem with making friends, of course. But you know, it's just you take it how you want to. You accept people how you want to accept people. You're never forced to.
I was raised colorblind until I had to find out what race is, and I was like raised. My mom really pretty much raised. She didn't tell this to me, but she raised me pretty much like her actions told me like you gotta learn to accept a lot of things in life. You gotta venture off. You have to, and it's crazy because my mom is a type to keep me. She kept me very like closed to the world, but then again she kept me open in a way. It's like I feel like she doesn't notice, and she doesn't even approve of this either. Like when I paint my nails, or if I wear some different shit that's not like of God or shit like that, she doesn't know that she did that. She, like, you know what I'm saying, like she raised me to be different. You know what I'm saying? Rather if she likes it or not, it's like she did that, and I feel like even if she watches this podcast or if she just never comes across this, but she really made me the person I am, as far as like the way I present myself. You know what I'm saying? Why I make music or why I want to get in visuals. Why I'm even doing this podcast. Why I'm even opening up myself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Why I'm talking to you or why I'm on this Discord. Why I made this Discord server. She did that. You know what I'm saying? She correlates to a lot of shit that I do and know through her experiences and what she's told me. And I feel like like I was saying, I owe her. I'm forever in debt to, you know what I'm saying, my mother a lot, and my sister. My sister's another one too. And what you were saying about like it doesn't get annoying, and it's like you understand that like why, and it's like I'm the exact same way. And you know what I did to even further that? I got into the shit that people were like street niggas, or rather be street niggas or rock niggas, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I even got into that shit so I can understand why they think the shit I listen to is trash. It's like, okay, what are they listening to that they would call my shit like?
It just opened your brains. It just opened your brain even more.
My brain, and I wish everyone was like that, because it don't even just gotta be with music. That could just be with life. I feel like there wouldn't be no racism if everybody thought the way that you think, or that we think, my friends think. There wouldn't be no bullshit going on in the world. If like, okay, let me see it from your. If I feel like if we all had a side, we all get to expose our side, and it wouldn't got blackballed or not like closed off, and like people to give a shit about it. I feel like the world would be more like functionable, and we can actually get shit done. I hate the fact that we're so divided. Oh, Democrats, Republicans, bullshit. It's like, why not work together so we can try to find a better way to make people live better in this country? Why the fuck are we like doing this shit? Like, why the fuck are we bickering back and forth? Like, bro, it's like the system is just little fucking kids arguing, lying about. They're just kids, bro.
At this point, they're just like, I feel like the gun laws could have been altered and changed to be safe so many times, but instead we decide we want to ban drag queens. We want to ban sexuality in schools. What does it matter what your kid likes, guys? What about your kid dying? You don't care about that more than you care about what gender your child likes or what they identify as. What about them literally? We could be arguing about this while they're in school right now. and banning shit. And they could literally have their last day on Earth. Literally, not to even get graphic, but they could literally get blown in the head, and this can all just be worth, like, useless.
There shouldn't be guns in the schools or near the schools. I agree with that, and there shouldn't be, especially little kids being taught about sexualities. They're too young. They're too young to.
There's a certain age, and I just feel like teenager.
Right. And I feel like that should only be presented at least until high school.
High school, middle school.
I don't even think even middle school, because we need to learn about sex first. How are we going to learn about sexuality if we don't even know shit about sex?
Yeah, people get so lost in the ideology, we forget about the biology.
People don't think like that. People are not thinking like that. There's barely even sex ed classes where I'm at. We have to, bro, you know how I learned about sex? You know who even told me about what sex is? My sister. And you know how my sister learned about sex? My mother. So it's like, damn, so I'm gonna have to just, why not? So it's like, if that's the case, why not just fucking go to school and have my mom teach me about what math is or what fucking science is or shit like that? It's like, might as well. It's like, bro, okay, why are we so for teaching kids about sexuality, bro? They don't even know shit about sex yet. They haven't even kissed a girl yet or a boy yet to even know about sexuality or gay or gender or anything.
Let's teach them about the science.
Right. Let's teach them about how the human body works first. And besides, like,
we could teach them about safe sex with whether it's with guys or girls.
I feel like there's gonna be a kid that grows up who identifies as or gets like a you'll say a change, and then when they have sex for the first time, they're not even gonna know how to fucking have sex. Because they were so caught up in learning what their sexuality is.
And then another thing with this whole sex ed situation and not teaching sex ed in schools, when it kind of shifts into a hetero thing of the hetero students, a lot of these kids don't know. Like, you wonder why. I mean, don't get me wrong, sex is pushed on our generation a lot, and there's a lot of hypersexuality in our, generation, of course, but no one teaches them about the scary side of it. I mean, yeah, everyone's, posting like, yeah, I like having sex, bro, I hate condoms, this, that, I want to have sex right now, but no one looks at the genuine risks of it all. The genuine risks.
Because they don't fucking teach that. Because they don't even shine a light on that. Like, I haven't, in school, bro, never once have I been taught about any type of sexual disease besides STDs, that's it, or HIV. I didn't know shit about what chlamydia was until I seen X on Snap.
My grandpa told me about crabs. We were just talking about how, like, dating is scary and be careful. He told me about crabs and how in the 70s a bunch of his friends had gotten crabs. I didn't know that crabs were actual little white bugs.
Yeah,
that
and
lived in
you notice, Kass, you notice, like, bro, our family is teaching us this. Like, shouldn't that should be taught in the fucking schools? Like, it's
everyone should know this. School is a worldwide opportunity.
And the fact that it's like, in my opinion, because in my opinion, I feel like condoms should be free. In my opinion, because of like the whole abortions shit like that, and just the Planned Parenthood, the Plan Bs, the shit like that. And that's why I feel like we need to start having free condoms.
Yeah.
Because.
And it's sad because a lot of condoms don't even really protect you from STDs. So
yeah, they don't.
We need to teach people that we need to teach kids about getting tested every once in a while. If you're having these many, if y'all kids want to bring up body counts and, I got this many bodies, then you need to start getting tested. People, they need to explain that getting tested will save you. You need to start getting tested. You need to carry
another thing too. We need to stop. We don't need to ban this, but we need to very restrict it more, especially on kids. We need to restrict porn more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I feel like there's more teenage addicts, porn addicts, than there are adult porn addicts. Because of our hormones, like our teen hormones, you know what I'm saying, are all over.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think porn is completely wrong though. But I'll get into that when you're done.
Because it's work. Because it's that's somebody's job. You know,
it's somebody's job, but like somebody said, okay, porn is scary, but but imagine if people didn't have porn to let out, so they were just out there being crazy. I mean, maybe it's far fetched, but I kind of read a tweet on it, and it kind of changed my views of how like porn is kind of like a de-stressor if you kind of know how to balance.
It is, but I look like coming from a person who watches it myself. And who used to actually be addicted to that. I learned that like if you rely on it so much, that's what it causes, like an addiction. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to use something, not abuse it. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like with drugs, right? You use a drug to help you with something. You don't abuse it and use it all the time. Just if you just want to take it, just to take it. It's kind of like if you want to watch porn just to watch it, bro. That's where like it gets like that's a problem. That's a problem to where if you want to watch porn just to watch it. If you want to watch porn just because you just want to get a fucking like a nut off and like you that horny and you're not trying to think with your dick, then I mean shit, that's the best way to do it. But it's like if you just want to watch it just to watch it because you're bored, that's a problem. Okay. That's a big, huge problem because that develops into addiction. And then not only that will weaken your, you know what I'm saying, the way you perform, and that will just make you awkward in terms with girls, or if you're a woman, that'll make you awkward with boys. You'll be more nervous. You'll be more. I mean, I've been, you know, what I'm saying, I witnessed this. So like, I feel like we need to like restrict it more.
Speaking of that, porn, like it's very. I read that a lot of people like aren't into porn watchers because it kind of, when it comes to the whole sex thing and having the sexuality, it really kind of gives a whole false reality of what sex is and how unauthentic porn makes sex look.
Porn is a real sex.
And it's kind of people. I've seen girls and guys share stories of like how they had sex with their partners who watch porn, and they're always trying to do some type of thing that they saw in the porn. It's just uncomfortable. It's weird. It gives them like, or it makes their other partner feel insecure because it's like, you know, they think, why don't you look like this? Why don't you do this? This is what I saw. Like, why can't you?
This is what. That also creates problems too. But people need to realize the shit that we see in porn, or the people who watch porn, the shit that you see in there isn't real. It's, you know what I'm saying, staged. It's supposed to seem like perfect sex. You know what I'm saying? And actually, don't get me wrong, there is porn out there that is not just porn. There's actually people who just recorded themselves actually having passionate sex. But the shit that is advertised on the Pornhubs or the X videos is most likely set up. You know what I'm saying? Staged. Like the whole stepbro bullshit, which is, you know what I'm saying, the stepbro bullshit, the role playing, the foreplay shit like that. That's all
like the incest porn is so nasty to me. I hate when I see people trying to talk about that. It's so weird. It's just a lot of porn sets too many false realities for people.
You're talking about like the family shit? Like
yeah.
The whole family.
Not even just step-sibling. I've seen people trying to talk about actually family on family. It's just really weird. No, and then it kind of, porn just really opens a lot of weird kinks or kinks.
It really, it's like, there's a thing with me watching my history watching porn. It kind of helped me realize what's weird and what's not weird. Like, as far as like one thing that I think is totally weird, like no matter what the fuck it is, rather if my future girl likes that shit, I would never age play. That whole age play shit, like the whole like
age playing,
the little kid, that shit is that's not cool to me, bro. That shit is.
And then it's also really weird when you think about some of the Pornhub videos got exposed for having like underage kidnapped girls, and then I
just don't fuck with that, like being dressed as like a little ass fucking girl.
Or like the violent kind of porn thing, where like they
like BDSM. Yeah, I don't.
Well, it is. That's an actual kink, and it's something accepted in their community. But like just general violent porn and stuff, it's just like, why? I'm not gonna ask why you're interested in that, because you know, a lot of hypersexual people, it all kind of roots back to sexual trauma, like molestation and rape and things of that sort. And
I saw this thing on the internet, or I saw this thing on Reddit, and it was a very, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably the most hottest take I ever saw, because I saw, like, it's at the end of my ending, like, opinion was like, nah, we shouldn't do this shit, that this shouldn't happen. somebody said that if we made child porn a legal thing, then there wouldn't be as much pedos or molesters. And I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, so if that was to be, if child
that's
porn
a hot take.
Thing, yeah, that's a very, very hot take. And I ended up disagreeing with it because it made me think, because it's like, wait a minute. Okay, let's say if it did happen, right? I was like, nah, because then I feel like if a pedo gets so used to like, if we made child porn legal, and so all the pedos can watch that shit all day long, they're gonna want to experience that shit IRL. So rather, if we make it legal or illegal, pedos are still gonna be pedos and try to get the real shit. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like with watching porn. It's like if you see some shit in porn that in your opinion looks very pleasing to you, you're gonna want to try that shit in real life. What you were saying, like with couples trying to try shit in porn that looks.
But in a lot of times though, it's only really one sided because the other partner isn't going to be into that, so it just makes things uncomfortable. It's like, why are you trying to do that? Why would you do that? Like, stop.
So
like,
no. So it's like at the end of the day, if that shit was to happen, it would be. I don't think it would be no difference. It wouldn't be no difference if that was to happen, and it's fucking weird. And I feel like the person who made that hot take is probably a weirdo themselves for even saying that shit, because it's like I don't see. At the end of the day, I don't see a difference. I feel like there would be no difference because the molester who watches child porn is going to end up wanting to get the real shit, want to do the real shit.
Porn motivates people to want to actually just do more shit. Sad, but it's true.
Like you said, that going back to the music shit. Like the shit that we hear in a song is gonna make us or influence want us to, you know what I'm saying, experience the shit that we see in the music, which is true to a degree. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But it all depends on the person and the mindset taking it in. If you, not gonna lie, if you're a weak-minded person and you're easily influenced, you're gonna want to see, if you see something important, you're obviously gonna think that it's possible you're gonna be able to do it, not knowing that a lot of porn is fake and staged and all that. But or you're gonna, and then if you listen to music, you're gonna think like, damn, this killing people and being violent like that is really the move. You're like weak-minded. It all goes on the mindset and the mind consuming all of this, and how you decide to divide and what's the word? Dissect everything. How you decide to piece it together in your own head. How you decide to embed this information will really, it equals to how you process it out into the world and how you use it in your everyday life. And that's just that.
Yeah, I feel that. It's true.
So not everyone thinks like that, and that's fine. No one's mad at it. No one's angry. I mean, I feel like you could change some of it, and you have to open your eyes at one point, because I mean, the human brain isn't fully developed until 25, so you have time to change and grow and do things. But just know, like, not everything of that nature is normal. Not everything of that nature is right. And maybe my porn watchers will if my porn addicts will try to understand that.
Well, like the brain developed this shit. I feel like the brain may physically develop, you know what I'm saying, through the year, but I feel like brain develops through experience.
Oh, of course.
I feel like you can have a brain of like a fucking 30-year-old by the time you're like 16. Just based off your experience, like rather it be like you were homeless or you already know a lot about money, shit like that. Like in different ways, different parts of the brain can already be developed like already at a certain age. I mean, like shit, look at like Albert Einstein's or like the Nikola Teslas, or you know what I'm saying, the geniuses, Stephen Hawking. You know what I'm saying? Their brain could have been developed ever since they was fucking 14. So it's like I feel like the brain. I feel like everything. I feel like you develop through experience in general. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever notice, like, bro, like this funny saying that everyone says, it's like, bro, you wanna get some facial hair, you gotta eat ass. And it's like, it was so funny to me because it's like, bro, it's like that's like in a way, it's like that do be true. You know what I'm saying? Because instead of having some fucking friends, I know like there's hella friends that I know that who have eaten ass. and like after that experience, or even having sex, they just grow like either hair or they get bigger or taller. You know what I'm saying? Because if anything, the human body really needs that. So that's what the human body is made for, is to reproduce and get all the dopamines out. You know what I'm saying? And try to, you know what I'm saying, expand the species.
Yeah.
So I feel like you develop through experience, if anything. You get influence off of people who are in spirit experienced in different ways, rather it be street niggas or bitches who talk about popping their pussy or just geniuses. You just get just through experience, bro.
Indeed it is. Experience, yeah, of course. I don't know. Everyone, you take it in how you want to take it. No one is gonna force any perspective down your throat.
That's kind of like what I'm gonna do with Kenosha County girls too. Like we be talking like back when I was with my brother, we was talking about like Kenosha County girls. That's what I'm kind of doing too with my experiences. And you know what I'm saying, who knows, like whoever listens to this shit like frequently will get influenced through my experiences and will either relate, or people who have been through my experience will be even influenced even more to try to, you know, say, help them out of the experiences, or try to, you know what I'm saying, rather be for better or for worse. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Yeah. It's all experience.
Music, art, porn, everything. It's all a fragment of the world we live in. It's just a piece to a lot of way bigger puzzles and problems.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm tired. It's currently 3 a.m. and the clock in Kenosha is 3 hours behind, but Mama Kass is tired. So we're going to cut this short, but this won't be our last time having this conversation, or these conversations, or these type of conversations. There'll be more Mander and Kass in the future.
Yep.
Definitely. So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your night, morning, day, evening, or whatever, wherever you are in this world, or solar system. I'm gonna hit the sack. Happy Father's Day. Yeah. Say goodnight, Mander.
Good night.
Night.
Music on the way.